Hello, friends. So each week we are seeing one example from anthropology in this Toumai series. So this time I thought of explaining this concept of out of Africa theory. Recently, or in 2019, there was a question. 2019 anthropology paper one. There was a question on how Europeans are closer to humans, or how Europeans are closer to Neanderthals. So they were making an equation between Europeans and Neanderthals. So this is an nearly 2-3 questions are now coming from this. Over the period of years, they are asking more questions in this. So we need to know what is this equation. For that, you don't have to go to very deep things, but we'll know what is this out of Africa theory. Then you might have an understanding of what they are meaning by this. Now, you should know before out of Africa theory, two things you should know. One is that there is a cell is there. So in our cell, you have this nucleus in which you have this DNA. In this DNA, you have this 23 pairs of chromosome. So in 23 pairs of chromosome, there is something called as a 22 pairs plus XX or XY chromosome. These are called as sex chromosome. In a sense, this Y chromosome, suggests whether it is a male. X chromosome, XX says it is a female. So, in anthropology, migration genetics helps in tracking of migration also, how populations have moved. So you can use either this Y chromosome, or in the cell there is one more thing which is called as this mitochondrial DNA, or there is a mitochondria, which is a powerhouse of the cell. This powerhouse of the cell contains an DNA as well. And the story goes that this DNA or this mitochondria was a bacteria. So two bacteria engulfed, and that resulted in what is called as this cell division and cell multiplication. This is around 2 billion years of Earth's evolution. So before 2 billion years, or start of 2 billion years, this event happened, and it started to flourish. But what interests us is that this mitochondrial DNA is derived only from a mother. So here it is from a father. So Y chromosome is from a father, or this mitochondrial DNA is from a mother. So this also helps us in understanding migration pattern. Now, if with this basic understanding, now come to this point where scientists say that this is an established fact that evolution of humans started in Africa. Even Darwin said that. Darwin, in his book 1871, which is Descent of Man. So there is a book called as Descent of Man. In that, Darwin talks about how this evolution of man happened in Africa. So now come to this point. Evolution happens here. How this evolution results in Neanderthals and humans, in Ember and Ember it is clearly given. So there is an Homo erectus, Homo heidelbergensis, which diverges into Homo sapiens and Neanderthal. But our primary concern in this video is about out of Africa theory, about humans. So what I am going to focus on is that around the 70,000 to 60,000 years, what has happened is that scientists predict that there was a volcano eruption which happened. This volcano eruption resulted in complete covering of the world, and because of that there was a lack of sunlight penetration into the earth, and hence the food that in Africa, or food in anywhere. So see, we are concerned because the humans were in Africa, and food because of that went dry. Hence, they had to move out of Africa. So now you can imagine that they say that there are 4 routes. Look at these routes. There are one route is that you can go this way. Okay, one route is through Sinai Peninsula, or today's Israel Palestine. And actually, I have drawn it in different way. This Barbel Mandeb, there is a strait here. You can go through this way. What scientists say is that the migration happened this way, and humans went into this route is what they say. These two routes they have not taken into consideration, or they say that this route was completely covered with a lot of issues, so they did not move through that. And same way, they did not go through this Gibraltar route also. So they say that it moved through this. And for this, they say this is where, genetics, this is an application of anthropology. Genetics helps in tracing the migration of population. This can be written as well. So, relevance of anthropology, you can talk about genetics helping in migration pattern. This is a very evolving thing. Here, what happens is that I can trace the migration of the population out of Africa using the mitochondrial DNA or this Y chromosome. What I am going to use now is this mitochondrial DNA. What scientists now say is that there is a mitochondrial Eve. This is one interesting fact. What they say is that now imagine that in Africa, okay, now imagine that there are 13 sisters, okay, 13 sisters are there. So go back to the video and check that this mitochondrial DNA is derived only from the mother. So 13 sisters are there, so they will give the mitochondrial DNA to their subsequent progeny. So this, out of this 13 sister, what they say is that one sister, okay, one sister started their migration, okay, one sister started their migration out of Africa. This is the concept of out of Africa theory that scientists are talking about. What has happened is that there has been flourishing of diversity in Africa, but due to this change which happened, or this climatic destruction which happened, they had to move out. In that, scientists say one band belonging to a mitochondrial Eve started moving towards the barbel mandap. Like this they moved, and what happened after this was they moved to different direction. So one branch went to Europe, one branch went and settled in India, one branch went to which is China, one branch went through this and to Australia as well. And they have calculated based on this mitochondrial DNA. They will take samples from different places, and they will trace back the evolution and feel that they arrived in Europe around 45,000 years ago. They arrived in India, okay, 60,000 years ago. And how the comparison between the mitochondrial DNA which was there and today, today we have a sample. Today we have an Ong Jarawa Sentinelese tribe in Andaman and Nicobar. You can take their sample and understand that they have been here for 60,000 years and they were the original inhabitants of this land. This is in Supreme Court verdict as well, and that's why learning about tribes becomes very significant as an administrator for you in anthropology. Now see this, it's 60,000 years, and what they say is that again this is 45,000 years, again here 45,000 years. So it takes them starting from 70,000 years. So this is somewhere around this point is where this volcano erupts, and a slow change in migration happened, and that also 13 sisters. Because you find a lot of diversity in Africa. In that one sister, one mitochondrial DNA, along with a band of people, have started to migrate and moved into different direction. And what they say is that this American continent was the last continent to get migrated, because this Bering Strait, there is a strait called as Bering. This has to be completely covered with the snow and ice in order for you to move in this direction. So this is how the migration of this, around what they say is that around 20,000 years. So around these times is what humans started to colonize the entire earth, and this is what is called as out of Africa theory. But the interesting fact that you should note is that there is a question, as I said, Europeans are closer to Homo sapiens. This was a question that they asked in 2019 is what I referred. So how are we going to, and there are so many theories of how Neanderthals and humans clashed, and how they were disintegrated, and problems happened. You should know that I said that, I said even before starting this video, I said that there is an evolution which happened, or this phylogenetic status, where you have this Homo erectus and you have next to Homo heidelbergensis. So you have all these archaic, okay, archaic humans. From here there arises Homo sapiens. Okay, from here there arises Homo sapiens. From here there arises Homo neanderthalensis. Okay, neanderthalensis. What scientists say is that this Neanderthal diverged into a Denisovan and one significant species that we have found recently also. But now, if you see this phylogenetic status, this Neanderthals already have diverged from humans, and the Neanderthals have been there in Europe for a very long time, not for prior to Homo sapiens, and they had evolved prior to Homo sapiens from this Heidelbergensis also. So what they feel now is that, see, when the Homo sapiens arrive in this point, this is now occupied by Neanderthals as well. And once the humans come, the clash between Homo sapiens and Neanderthal is what initially they predicted, but now they say that there is an assimilation, there was an interbreeding between species. There was so many other theories which is given in Ember and Ember very nicely. You can read that and have an understanding, but for that you need to know what is this out of Africa theory. And I hope you understood this theory and concept very well. And I will leave you with a question. Out of Africa theory in 70,000 years is not the first out of Africa theory. There were prior migration of population. So who were they, how they migrated, where they went? Please do comment in the comment section. So for more such videos, please put your ideas in the Minds of Aspirant. There is a Minds of Aspirant Anthropology group as well. You can put there. So I'll try to make a video on that. Thank you. All the best.